Thank you very much to my good friend Yusuf Abdelbari for that warm introduction. Thank you, Yusuf. Hello, and a very warm welcome to this panel discussion on project management in a sustainable and a digital economy. I'm Ramia Faraj, and I'm so pleased to be your moderator today. As you all know, COVID-19 has dramatically changed the business environment. It forced us to face new challenges and new ways of operating under volatile, uncertain, and complex circumstances in a changed economy. Despite the unfolding challenges, technology has allowed us to achieve things that we never thought were possible. Organizations worldwide have gone through or are still progressing along the journey from crisis to recovery. To navigate the journey to future enterprise, I think most of you would agree that organizations have to set their strategy along three critical stages. They are 1, responding to the current crisis, 2, being digitally resilient to be prepared for potential future shocks, and 3, reigniting their businesses to be sustainable, innovative, and future-proof. Allow me to tell you a little bit about our panelists. As Group IT Director at ENOC, Mr. Al-Reis is responsible for all IT and digital functions across the group. He's managed major solutions within ENOC and led several transformation projects. With over 18 years of work experience and leadership skills, Mr. Al-Reis has handled many roles as IT senior executive and demonstrated experience in IT planning, developing, and implementing cutting-edge technologies to address his customers' and businesses' automation needs, with the overall objective of improving the efficiency and effectiveness of business activities. As the president of the PMI chapter Saudi Arabia, Mr. Badr Bushaid has over 20 years of experience in the project management field with Saudi Aramco. Mr. Bushaid was recognized as PMO Leader of the Year by PMO Global Alliance, which is the world's largest community of PMO professionals. He was also recognized to be among the top 10 most influential executive leaders in Saudi Arabia for 2021. Currently, he's the program manager of Marjan and Zalouf increment programs, which are two of the most ambitious and most complex offshore and onshore programs in the region and the world. And as the Chief Digital Officer and FinTech and Digital Transformation Advisor, Mr. Mohammed Rushdi is known as a multifaceted IT professional. He has more than 20 years of experience in different industries and business segments, financial services, conglomerates, real estate, consulting and advisory services, and software services, attaining 15 years experience as Chief Information Officer and CXO Advisor in leading organizations in the GCC. Mr. Rushdi has demonstrated success leading and fostering teams in completing major business and digital transformation programs. Please join me in welcoming our panelists today. It's such a pleasure to have you with us today, gentlemen. Mr. Bushaid, I'd like to start with you, sir, by asking you about Saudi Arabia's aspirations to become a true global sustainability leader. What can project managers do to support these ambitions?
Well, first of all, I would like to thank you for given me this opportunity among a distinguished guest. Sustainability is very important to us in the Kingdom. In fact, last October of 2021, the Kingdom have launched a very ambitious program called the Green Initiative Program. That program consists of more than 60 projects with investment more than 700 billion Saudi riyals to make sure that we have sustainable projects for the Kingdom throughout the decades. These programs have really established based on 3 pillars. One is reduction of emission. Second is greening Saudi Arabia. Third is protecting the land and the sea. When it comes to reducing the emissions, the Kingdom have launched several initiatives to enhance the energy efficiency, deploy or come up with technologies for carbon capture, enhance or build projects to increase the local transportations. And the third, but not least, is the enhancement of the renewable energy capacity in the kingdom. When it comes to greening Saudi Arabia, we embarked on 3 major projects. One is the installation of 10 billion trees around the kingdom. Second is to have installed under the sea 100 million mangroves. And the third, which is the largest, is the establishment of King Salman Park, which is by far the largest urban park in the world. The third pillar, which is protecting the land, the sea, we will be embarking on major programs to establish 10 biodiversity zones in Saudi Arabia with the size of 100 square kilometers in the kingdom to protect more than 500 species of animal and plants. All of that, and in essence, to support the sustainability in Saudi Arabia.
That is absolutely incredible. 10 billion trees, 100 million mangroves, the world's biggest park. Incredible numbers there. Mr. Rushdie, I'd like to come to you now as the Chief Digital Officer and Digital Transformation Advisor. How are people from your industry really making a difference when it comes to building a sustainable and a digital economy?
Thank you very much for the question. I would like, first of all, to thank you for inviting me here today. It's really a great audience, speakers, and event. It's a very inspiring topic as well. You know, it's a very important question, actually. You know, digital transformation, you know, the winning, organization of digital transformation, from my point of view, is the one which have to look at digital transformation approach differently. I like to call it transforming digitally, not digital transformation, because transformation is a key here. Digital or technology play a great role. It's enabler, but the transformation should be, the focus should be transformation first. You want to transform your business, your operating model, your business model, whatever you want to transform, you want to add something to your customer. You know, to do something better for your future as well, for sustainability. So you need to focus here in the transformation, not in the technology in the beginning. And after focusing on transformation, then the technology become an enabler here. So the organization really, which really make a great impact from their transformation, is the one really look at their business model, transform the business model, and look for the technologies which can do whatever they like to do. Technology can do everything, by the way. Even I used to tell my client, my customer, or my business people, forget about technology. Don't tell me blockchain or AI, whatever. Tell me your problem. Tell me what you want to do to your customer today and tomorrow. And then the technology will do everything. If it's not there, we'll make it. Because, you know, it's beyond imagination what technology can do. I remember a long time back in my school, thoughts my professor in AI, it's a long time back, I wouldn't tell you the year because you will know that I'm very young. So he used to say a word really. He used to say, we used to think what the technology will do. And when we go and read, we found it's done it and it's going beyond. But now the business is very important. I remember NFC, for example, which we use it today by our mobiles. NFC, I have seen it in 2008 in UK with a visit with NCR into their factory, but it was not used. You know, nobody's able to find the business case. So it's very important that to transform digitally, do your business transformation, get technology to help, which means something else. You need here to fit technology into your business, not the other way around. We have seen a great talk about blockchain. Many colleagues and people see blockchain and AI going, they start running to do a blockchain project. It shouldn't be a blockchain project. It should be a business project. You know, it should be, something help your business, which you fit the technology into the business, not the other way around. The third thing here is the collaboration with ecosystem partners. Today, you cannot do everything by yourself. This time is gone. We used to sit, have a great IT team, do all our technology, everything we are doing by ourselves. This is not there anymore. Now you can see in the digital space in banking and technology, Revolt in UK and other big digital banks, how many products do they have? They have 3 products or 2 or 4 maximum. You go into any bank here, have 15, 20. They do it all by themselves. The other guys become $15 billion, whatever billion-dollar company in few years. Why? Because they focused in an area which they can do it better, and this they collaborate with ecosystem partners around. So the innovation and digitalization now is not you alone, it's you and the partners around you. The last thing here is skilling your workforce. Even digital transformation does not mean that I will not need people. No, it's not at all. We have studied by Gartner and others, the net of people losing their jobs and people gaining jobs, it will be more people gaining jobs, but in different areas. So you need to skill your employees. Their employees are the best people to know about your business. They're going to move from one area to another. So this is the 4 pillars I see for people winning over digital transformation.
Thank you. Mr. Al-Rais, can you tell us a little bit about ENOC's short to midterm plans in regards to contributing towards the sustainable economy?
Yeah, sure. I'm happy to be here, and thank you for having us. So ENOC is a very diverse business. So we have a lot of business, which makes us a big platform for innovation and sustainability. And the fact that we touch everybody's, we believe we touch everybody's lives and the economy, specifically for UAE, makes sustainability one of our priority and responsibility. We are committed for a world-class capabilities and operational excellence. And as one of the key strategic plans that we have is to basically build an integration of the energy value chain across and create that synergy across the upstream, where it's the exploration of the oil, and then the midstream and the downstream, where we sell this to the end consumers. Last year, we have announced that we have reached of a saving of around 120 million dirhams on the energy and resource management projects.
Fantastic.
Yes, and these projects are very specific to bring sustainability, like using the solar panels, LED retrofits, and turbines. Recycling of waters. And this basically have really created a good kind of a start for us to do more in the sustainability. So today we are very proud that we have one of our lubricant manufacturing plant in Jebel Ali is fully powered by solar. And our petrol stations, we have started in 2017 to power them with solar panels. An example that we have in Expo itself, we have one of the first LEED certified, platinum certified petrol station in the world. What LEEDs mean, it's the leadership in energy and design.
This is an American certification.
Yes, it is an American certification, and it's a state-of-the-art, fully sustainable petrol stations. I'll just bring an example of an IT from technology from where I look after. I remember a few years back, our data center was half of the stage. Today, we're talking about a data center of the size of a dressing room. And this is all by utilizing, the latest technology, virtual edge technologies and cloud, which made it very sustainable for us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Shade, let's talk about, can I boast about you a little bit? You were PMO Leader of the Year in 2020. It's a remarkable achievement. What do you think has really helped you reach this stage? And what advice do you have for other project managers who want to make an impact for a more sustainable and digital economy?
Well, I'm totally humble and privileged to won the award of a PMO of the Year in 2020. To be honest with you, this is not an award that be celebrated individually, because in project management, you cannot succeed alone. You have a project team that will help you to succeed and exceed all the expectations. In our PMO, we used to benchmark our performance in terms of schedule, delivery, cost, safety, and quality every single year with our peers on the energy sectors, just to make sure what we can learn from them, how we can do better. So this really award is a demonstration of the team efforts of the entire PMO, men and women, who really supported us to achieve such a target. And thanks also for PMI, KSA chapter, who really availed such a culture of excellence and project management in Saudi Arabia. Well, for me, when it comes to PMO, I've been on project management for more than 21 years. And of what I learned throughout these years, I was discussing with my colleagues that you have to fail, but you need to fail fast, honestly speaking. And what I learned out of the journey in PMO, there is 3 pillars that really we need to take care of it seriously for us to reach the excellence as a project managers, as a project professionals. One is the people. Second is the processes. Third is very obvious, the technology. When it comes to the people, it has to really take it seriously in terms of type of development they take, the type of certifications they take, because you really need the professionals in project management to be certified up to date with the latest development in project management. Project management today is way different on the way we've been doing it for the last decades, isn't it? In terms of complexity, in terms of size, it's really different. So you really need to take care of the people who really run those projects, who are really the one who gonna execute this project despite the difficulties and the issues the project may have. So that's in terms of training and development, and the most importantly, really the engagement. In project management, we don't have time to breathe sometimes. You're running always against the clock, isn't it? So you really need sometimes to sit and pause and engage with your team leaders, just to express the issues, try to find solutions, and take care of the team, basically. Because in project management, we execute as a family. We stay in the project in the middle of nowhere for the last 5-6 years, sometimes, when it comes to energy projects. We don't see our families, we don't see our relatives and friends for years in the desert. So we become like a family and a team. So it's really important to have that such great engagement between both parties. Second element of success, the way I see it, is the processes. We inherit from our ancestors and from project management professionals and gurus certain processes. Those processes, it helped the organizations and the companies moving forward. However, it's very paramount. First, to establish processes, to have a processes, very important. You could have technologies, people, whatever, but if you don't have processes that abide by everybody to go forward to execute this project, the project will fail. These processes is good to have, but more than having it is to update it. We used to update our processes every single year to make sure that it's relevant to the recent challenges, is benchmarkable to our peers, it has the element of excellence in it, make sure that we're not only executing a project and that's it, but bringing value while we do delivering those projects. Last thing is one of the success factors on PMO is the adaptations or utilizations of technologies. I agree, you need to have sort of a platform of these technologies. We used to have more than 13 pillars of technologies pocket that help our execution of a project. The team used to ask me, what is the success rate of technologies to be deployed? And they were scared to utilize such technologies. They want to have a proven technologies that been demonstrate their benefit to the outside. And I said to them, well, you have a percentage of 99%. And they said, well, this is too much for us.
It's a risk.
99%, then we're not going to use any technologies. I said to them, it's the opposite. You have to use technologies, fail 99%, succeed in 1%. So we call it the 1%er. And to the people might question, well, 99 is failure so much, isn't it? But really, this is not realistic. Because if you have the audacity to partnership with the startups, partnership with the technology providers, based on the processes, you will never reach 99% of failure. But you will have high rate of success in your technologies adaptations. The way we've been utilizing technology today is way different than before. I'll give you an example. We used to inspect our facilities, our projects, physically. But nowadays, you could do that through drones on the air. You could use this through automated submarines under the sea, inspecting the pipelines, what have you, while you are at your office. So before that, it was very risky operation, time-consuming, and is not efficient. So technology, in my opinion, is the only way to go to proceed with this such complexity of a project.
Technology as well as people and updated processes.
Correct.
Mr. Rushdie, can you tell us a little bit about the pandemic and the effect that it's really had on the digitalization drive on both public and private entities?
Okay, great, thanks. You know, we remember all during COVID, we have this comic, you know, people put it a lot in social media, digital transformation drivers, CEO, CIO, COVID. And I think everybody said COVID. I think it's true, in a way or another, that COVID or a pandemic or something we never all imagined will happen really, you know, influenced many of the stakeholders. If we talk about the management or the CEOs, board and everything, they realized that the need of technology, and I think they know it from before actually, but maybe from a budgeting point of view, from a planning point of view, it is taking its own time. But at this moment, they realized that people which was ready with technology were able really to, you know, to compete, to serve their customers best. But this is all what we are talking about. But I noticed or I witnessed something at this time as well, is the stakeholders themselves. I remember, you know, we have many business people around us, our colleagues, partners, which is they used to do the same thing like before. When you give them the technology, they said, oh, wow, you know, why the customer has to sign digitally? You don't like, you know, you don't believe in that. They want to come to the office, they want to have tea and coffee. So these guys here, they were not convinced really that this technology will help. I was pushing them most of the time. I said, no, this has a value. And then the COVID and all, it came and helped us with these partners, which they think the technology is 50-50 or no need. The third one here is more important, is the customer. We have been our customers, even ourselves sometimes. You want to move to the branch, to the physical place. We like to sign, you know, by ourselves, have a copy, put it in our bucket, and put it in our wardrobe, whatever, because, you know, we are used to it. We never thought at a time that we can do all of this, you know, remotely. Myself nowadays, because UiPath here is a great thing in UAE, and I implemented it a few years back to sign digitally. I signed everything by UiPath, and I said, I'm so happy to tell them, okay, this is UiPath. And people ask, I said, yes, you can sign digitally. Why you need to go there, and if the court is accepting? So what's happening with COVID or the pandemic, that get all these three, you know, the management, the board, the leaders, the stakeholders, the partner, as well as the customer and other people around us to believe in digitalization. Either government, I think government has a better role, because government, you get the order from top and then everybody follow, and it's much more controlled. But the private sector and others, you know, still, you know, they are in between. So I think private sector was convinced much more, and there's lots of great programs happening around this. From a technology point of view, this helps something else, because people have to be resilient in their infrastructure. I think Muhammad was discussing now about the data center, how it become small. Now we have the cloud. You can move very quick. You can do everything from home. So now we talk about the resilient IT infrastructure. I don't need to go and serve my customer if there is an issue. I need to do it for my home. My engineer should do it from home. So all the ecosystem has been really, developed in a good way, and I think we wouldn't be able to do it over many years unless the pandemic happened, and we're able to convince ourselves and other people around us that technology is playing a big role and a very good role. And very important here, something else, the technology which serves the customer, again, the purpose. I'm not putting the technology for the sake of technology only. I put it because there is a use case. There is a purpose behind it to make our life easy and even to help us around competition as well. Thank you.
So COVID actually did do one good thing for us, which was encouraging digitalization.
True.
Mr. Al-Rais, tell us a little bit about ENOC's Next Accelerator program. Tell us about any new disruptive models that you're working on as well, if you would, please.
Yes, please. Just to add to what Mohammed said, during the pandemic, we have noticed a spike in number of projects. So we've been doing a lot of projects, but certainly ENOC Next, it's one of our successful program that we've launched 3 years ago in relation to Dubai vision and UAE vision and having accelerators, the 10X initiatives. And it was a very successful program where we basically wanted to think out of the box and bring new ideas that will serve the community, serve the energy sector, and the environment as well. So and to give us potential growth, to have different line of businesses. So ENOC Next basically have gone. We had dedicated entrepreneur from ENOC with external entrepreneurs who went, explored ideas, and at the end they came with so many ideas. At the end, we've realized 2 of these ideas, and they are now running companies.
Tell us about those, if you would.
Yes. So we have ENOC Link, and BIMA. These are 2 companies that have been initiated out of the ENOC Next Accelerator. ENOC Next is about a mobile digital delivery of fuels, and we do it business to business. We're doing we're taking all the consideration of having all the environment safety measures. It's been certified, and with ENOC Link, they came with the first of the kind, the E-Link concept, which is a complete mobile petrol station. And you'll see this soon. It's been deployed in many remote locations, and you'll see a lot of this. For BIMA, it's a different way of doing insurance. So it's an online digital platform for insurance that you pay per mileage, and you just pay as you consume. Yeah. And this basically have evolved very quickly for both ENOC Link and BIMA. They evolved so quickly. We're taking, I think, within our second year, we have taken 1.2, 0.3 shares of the insurance business.
That's incredible. Is it
Yes.
more expensive to pay per mile?
So no, it's actually you get rewarded. You get if you drive less, you get rewarded your money back.
If you drive less.
Yes, and this is good for fancy
There's some
cars.
irony in there somehow. Okay.
No, but a very interesting fact that studies showed in big cities who implemented such concepts, they have realized there was a reduction in accidents, there was a reduction in traffics, and people were aware and they take care because it checks your behavior as well, and based on that you can get rewarded for that. So that's on the ENOC Next. On other disruptive, we have embarked a program called MESAR, and this is basically to reshape the way we do business, and it's a huge implementation of SAP program that touched every single business and processes within ENOC. Mass program, I think that having a robust kind of a project management and processes in place made it very successful for us. And we have went live, during the pandemic, 35 companies, 4 countries. We're touching about 1,400 processes. So
it's incredible numbers.
Yes.
Yeah. Mr. Boucher, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about changes that need to be made. I mean, what are the most critical changes that project managers really need to make in order to face the future effectively?
Well, that's a good question. First of all, let's review the environment of the project management that we are living today. We are living in an era that really unprecedented in terms of the large projects and the complexity of projects being executed. And that's really driven by the transformation in each country and the transformation of the economy that they have as an ambition to drive their country moving forward. That resulted in 2 things. One is the scale of resources. At a time, before a decade or so, we used to do a project at a time. Then we moved from a project at a time to a program at a time. But nowadays, the way you see it, whether it's in the energy sector or whether in the infrastructure sector, they are going on portfolios together, simultaneously together. And that's really adding great challenges when in terms of execution of those portfolios, and also in terms of the resources needed to execute such a portfolio. So for me, as the project managers, they have 2 ways. 2 options. One is to execute the projects on a normal, traditional ways, and that will definitely lead to significant delays and loss of opportunity. Or to be adaptive. People talk about waterfall processes versus agile versus hybrid. In my opinion, you have to do whatever it takes to select the right process for the right project. For example, if you are moving into a digital transformation, the way to go is really the agile process. There is no way around it. If you're going to having facilities, building, whatever, then that's a waterfall. But not necessarily. You could do something in between. I see mega programs like Neom City that we have in Saudi Arabia, Red Sea projects, and Amala. They're doing something in between. Yeah. They are building the facilities as a factory in the cities and assemble them like a Lego, really, and put them on the site. That really increases their efficiency, enhances their safety and the quality. So there is a lot of adaptive solutions that the project managers have to embark for him to deliver to his project. Second thing that I think we mention it again and again, which is the adaptation of technologies. I cannot really stress more on it, because if you don't adapt technologies in this era of time, you will lose the game of fast-tracking your project and completing it on time. The other challenges that I see coming up in our way on execution, when we used to execute a project, we have sort of gurus of project management ahead of us, our superiors, our managers, our directors, who really learn from them, and we gain from their experience. But nowadays, because we are moving fast,
there are no more gurus.
And
yeah.
Yes,
they're all in the past.
All gurus are retiring.
Yeah.
And you are going with multiple programs at the same time. And the generations of the Middle East, really, the youth, is around 65% of the populations. So you have no choice but to rely on the smart young generations that you have, which, in essence, they are technical savvy, much better than the old generation, that's for sure. But another thing, they lack of the experience. So this one of these challenges that the new generation of project managers, he has to gain the knowledge very fast. There is no fast track for it. He needs to learn. He needs to be up to speed. He needs to have the lessons learned between him and the other project managers, not necessarily from people who are really tired, but from people who are around him. Because the challenges of our gurus, per se, at that time, is totally different now. So you need to really benchmark yourself, and you need to have this lessons learned between you and other projects. When I say you and other projects, not necessarily from your own company, not necessarily from your own country. It could be overseas. It could be such a platform like this conference or forum, where you could exchange informations and address challenges and see what they have been doing. Yeah. You will be surprised or amazed on the solutions that are really available next door. So what I advise the project managers is really learn fast and benchmark themselves with others. Technology is not an option anymore. It is the way to go. And wish them all the best of luck.
Thank you. Mr. Rushdie, if you would also give us a piece of advice regarding reigniting businesses to become more sustainable, more innovative, and really future-proof.
Oh, great. Thanks a lot for the question. Actually, you should have a big goal. I said a big disruptive goal. As Dr. Badr said, you need to look as well at the Gen Z or the young generation. This will be your future customer, not us, not today, not others. You need to see how these people are thinking, where they want to be. Some of the banks nowadays, they have this nice mobile app for kids. Very smart. This is going to be your customer today and your customer over 10, 15 years. You have an app for kids in school. All of these, you need to start thinking about it. So you need to have a big goal. And yesterday, we hear their excellencies talking about the goal for UE 2050, 2070, and amazing things. And these goals you need to have, every year you have to measure it up. Now, is it only innovation around technology? I would say no. Technology is a great part of innovation around technology. But processes and other stuff around, you can innovate in each and everything. The way you do your business itself, without technology, still you can innovate. So it's very important to have the innovation culture in the organization itself. It's not only IT, not technology, not a department called Chief Digital Officer. No, it's not. It's everyone. I remember one of the organizations I work for, we had ideas, from each and everyone in the company or the bank. And we said, okay, even a bad one, we don't have a problem at all. We bring the guy and think about, we talk to them. See, the problem, which is, I think we talk about it now, even before the meeting, the fear of failure is the most, roadblocks for innovation is the fear of failure. Would we, at a time, even encourage failure sometimes, or even, get these people to be recognized because they done a great job, but, they couldn't make it, but they have something which is really very great for us in the future, might be. So the fear of failure is, I think, is something, would come to enterprises, big companies, people doesn't like to do something and say they failed. We are ashamed to say, okay, I done the project, it didn't work. No, we shouldn't, we should even teach people to do, to fail fast, align it. Many of the apps, by the way, like which we have today, which is a big $1 billion, they were doing it on something else. And really, when it doesn't work, they pivoted quickly, they done something and became, billion-dollar company. So we need to think this way. Third, it's very important to be connected to innovation and innovation hubs. When I like to take coffee sometimes here, it's not I'm doing advertisement, DIFC FinTech Hive and DIFC, they have an innovation hub. I go there, take my coffee, see people around you, see the fintechs around there, see the hype, the energy, and then what's happening here, we have many banks, they go with FinTech Hive and FinTech Innovation Hub, and they do some cohorts, they do some kind of hackathons, and then they put the problem statement for entrepreneurs to come with ideas. So here, if you want to innovate and sustain, you need to be linked very much with this, entrepreneurship, startups. And we have it here in Saudi. They have it as well for FinTech Saudi. I talk from FinTech point of view on the startups. You need to be linked with this kind of innovation and new mind. It's very important to be part of this hype or this, energy, because this is the way forward you can innovate. It's not only you innovate within your organization. We say innovation, you have inside out, outside in, and outside. From outside, you look at even, airlines, Airbnb, whatever, what these people done. Maybe you do something similar in your organization. So you need to be open. You have to have a goal. disruptive goal, you can disrupt even your industry itself. So, and then talk to entrepreneurs, become part of them, and encourage failing fast or failures. We shouldn't be ashamed from it. Thank you.
Mr. Bouchet was early, you said. Fail early, fail fast. So
Yes.
everyone has the freedom to fail and nothing to be ashamed about there. We would love to chat for the rest of the afternoon. Unfortunately, we only have a few minutes left. Mr. Alvarez, I'd just like to very quickly ask you about Enoch and traits that you would be looking for in the next generation of project managers.
All right. In terms of Enoch, what's next for Enoch? Just a brief. We think that the need for energy will continue to evolve, and for us to serve this need, Enoch are looking to expand their capabilities, their capacity to serve the need of UAE, to serve the mandates that comes from the government. In addition, just to elaborate of what Mr. Mohammed and Badr said, on innovation is not all about technology. It has to come from the business, within the business. And today, by adopting all the programs that we have, people start realizing that we are an oil gas company, but today we realize that data is the new oil. And we want to leverage on data as much as possible to open opportunities for us. From project management perspective, we basically, it's the PMI, the PMO practices are being evolving. But what my advice and what we are looking for is in a PM is to build, to give them empowerment and to give them that, the chance to make decisions and also to be leaders. This is really very critical for a success of a project. Other than that, upscaling their skills and knowledge, and having basically them ready to adapt to changes and be agile. This is the main characteristics that we're looking for in PMs.
Okay. On that, we will end this panel. Thank you so much to Mr. Badr Bouchet, Mr. Mohammed Rushdi, and Mr. Mohammed Al-Rais. Thank you so much. And thank you to our audience for participating today. Thanks very much.
Thank
you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Shall we have a picture?
Yes.